Welcome, everyone.
What would you do if you had my life? Work like me, had them stripes. Would you go hard just to have that ice? But I'm just still trying to have that price. Any yo cooking about to add that spice. Nowadays dudes never had that fight. When it push bill, better burst your pipes. What would you do if you had my life? Work like me, had them stripes. Would you go hard just to have that ice? But I'm just still trying to have that price. Any yo cooking about to add that spice. Nowadays dudes never had that fight. When it push bill, better burst your pipes.
The WNBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by the SGPN app. Get all of our picks and podcasts free in the SGPN app. Yes, sir. We're back with another edition of the WNBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. No me, no the voice, no guy. It's me, really rough, feeling wrong. Terrell Furman Jr. here at your service. Oh, Scott's hilarious, y'all. I tell y'all, Scott's like one of the funniest people in the world. Like, I have to, like, I'm not even glazing. The kids say glazing nowadays. I'm not even glazing. Like, he's absolutely hilarious. Oh man. I mean, it's a lot going on. I mean, where to even start? Shout out to the over in the Indiana Fever and the Los Angeles Sparks game. Very annoyed for the team total on the over for the Mercury, but you know, it's what happens for trusting the Mercury. So I deserve that. Wings had a good performance on the road in New York yet again. Valkyries first half, cash yet again. But I mean, the most important thing, we got the handicap of the game right. We were on the Fever because Caitlin Clark wasn't playing.
And then she played.
And they immediately lost by 14 to a team that they just demolished. I mean,
to be fair,
Boston
Boston didn't play, so always we have to mention that. But, I mean, Caitlin was terrible. She played 16 minutes. She had the lowest plus-minus on the entire team. But, yes, Boston did miss the game, though. So that did matter. But, yeah, my entire handicap was assuming Caitlin wasn't going to play. And she played. And they got smacked. So that's kind of how that went. It is what it is.
Scott Studio Reichel, if you didn't know who that was. Scott, what's going on?
Scotty, beam me up.
Surprise.
Yeah, I ended up splitting. Shout out to the Valkyries who got the job done barely. I had the 7.5, and they won by 8. So shout out to the Valkyries for helping me out there. As for the Fever, as you said, I mean, I broke it down, I thought, pretty accurately. The problem was Caitlin played, and we thought she wasn't going to play. So, well, spoiler, get into the game happening tonight. I mean, the Fever have a chance to do the funniest thing possible tonight. We'll get into that in a second. But the point is, Caitlin played. She was terrible. They gave up 100-plus points. The team was just abysmal. But either way, ended up splitting. Could have been worse.
Could have been worse. All right, Scott. How many games are we
We have 3 today, 3 tomorrow.
6 total. Oh, interesting. All right. It's a lot to get to, but before we get to that, got to make sure I let the people know that CJ CJ Sullivan and the Bottom Line Bombs podcast are giving away a chance to win $20 million. Just like that. A chance to win $20 million in Circus Survivor. Enter for your chance to team up with CJ at sg.pn/survivingcj. That's sg.pn/survivingcj for a chance to enter a Survivor contest with CJ Sullivan. I would be very interested to see what a year long of working with CJ. Well, you hope it's a year long. A season
could be a week. So
could be a week. It very much could be a week, but you hope it's a season long of working with CJ trying to figure out Survivor. Oh man, it's gonna be a lot of Jags takes. I would have to assume a lot of Jags and Eagles takes in there. All right. Let's get into it, Scott. You told us it's 6 games, 3 today, 3 tomorrow. Let's get into the first one. The Seattle Storm on the road going to play the Atlanta Dream. The Dream are laying 10.5 here. 168.5 is the total injury report. And we have for these two teams, it looks like pretty clean injury report for Seattle and Aaliyah and Ivory Jones. So pretty clean for Atlanta. We knew those two were out. All right. So a bunch of things here to consider, at least for me, because Atlanta has lost how many straight games now?
It hasn't been
5.
Yeah.
I think it's 5 straight. It might be more than 5.
It's at least 5. Let me see what it is. They've lost 5 in a row.
Yeah. So hasn't been the best. In that stretch of 5 games, they've lost to the Valkyries 3 times. So, I mean, granted, you never want to lose to one single team 3 times. But if you're going to lose to a team 3 times, at least it's the Valkyries. Okay, I understand that. Shout out to my Valkyries. However, in that span, they also lost to the Washington Mystics, and they also lost to this exact same Seattle Storm team. So
they didn't just lose, by the way. The Storm killed them in that game.
Yeah, and they were laying a significant number. That was in Seattle, though, and Seattle plays very, very well at home. Now, when Seattle gets on the road, that's where things have gotten ugly this season, Scott. It's been very, very bad for Seattle on the road. If we talk about what they've done on the road this season, actually, they are 2-9 straight up, 4-7 against the spread. They are scoring the ball at less than 70 points per game, 69.4 if you want to be exact. The defense is still there. That's the one thing that this Seattle Storm team can do. The defense is very solid in Seattle. But, man, when they get on the road, it's really, really hard to put the ball in the basket for them. And ultimately, I think that's going to be a large portion of where their troubles come into this game and why, if the Atlanta Dream had any team to bounce back against, getting Seattle on the road is probably one of the teams to do it. Are you here, Scott?
No, I'm here. I thought you were going to go first.
Oh, no. Oh, well, I mean, I think that I was basically saying I'm going to be on Atlanta in this game. I think that, one, my concern for Atlanta in the fact that they do start games off horribly at times. In fact, this season, the Atlanta Dream are 3-6 at home in the first half. That's not fun. So I don't like the Atlanta Dream in terms of the number and just outright laying the number. Do I think the Dream eventually cover this number? Yes. But I think the best way to get the best bang for your buck is kind of watch this game go forth in the first half. See how the Storm come out. The Storm are actually 6-5 in the first half on the road, 4-7 for the full game. So they start out strong on the road and then just completely die off in the second half. And this Dream team is the complete opposite. They start off terribly at home and then start to pick it up late. So probably something that I'm looking to get into a little bit more live. But in terms of the pregame, yeah, I'm going to lay the 10.5 for the Dream because I just think that, one, the rebounding has been completely horrible on the road for this Seattle Storm team, much like all of the basketball that they kind of play, just size the defensive side of the ball. They're not consistent shooting the ball at all. They're not consistent rebounding the basketball. This Atlanta Dream team, we know Angel Reese get on the glass. You know, if they have the big guards, Alicia Gray and Ryan Howard, always there for opportunities if somebody's boxing out. So like I and the turnovers and the turnovers that they can force, and the fact that this Dream team is one of the best teams turning the basketball over, the level that they can reach defensively. I think that now that we haven't seen them for 5 days, yes, they haven't played since the 4th, haven't seen them for 5 days. They've taken a day to think about every loss that they've had over this span. I think we do see them come back in a big fashion. So I like the Atlanta Dream here.
Yeah, I'm going to disagree. I think even if the Dream are able to dominate, and you're right, I can't back a team laying 10.5 that's lost 5 in a row, including one to this exact team by 15 points. The Storm, look, we've seen a bit of, I don't want to say a resurgence, but a bit of a swing here for the bad teams. ATS, Connecticut, and even Chicago won their last game against Phoenix. We ended up seeing Seattle look a lot better lately. They've been competitive lately. Yes, I know Seattle has been better at home, but still, they won their last road game against the Sparks by 18. But I think 10.5 is too many points. I get the argument is, the Dream should be motivated. Sure, they should have been motivated the previous 4 losses, but it is what it is. They lost the 5th one anyway. But the Storm scored 100-plus points against this team. The Dream are just going through it right now, and I've just not been a fan of what I've seen. Now, 4 of the 5 losses were on the road, so at least I have to mention that. But I think I'll just take the points. The Dream maybe blow them out, but after losing 5 in a row, conceptually, I can't lay 10.5. If they were laying like 6.5 or so, then sure, maybe. But 10.5 is a bit rich. I'll go for the Storm.
And I understand that. That's why I say that probably the best play, watch it live. Watch this team in the first half. And especially if the Seattle Storm start off strong and the Dream start off slow, like that's going to be where you'll see probably a 6.5 or something like that. But ultimately, I think Seattle dies off in the second half. They're coming off of a win on the road. I don't think it's going to be competitive into. I think that they're going to struggle with this Atlanta Dream team in this particular game. Just the fact of, and they're coming all the way to Atlanta. And, going to Los Angeles is different than going to Atlanta. So yeah, I think that we're on different sides of that one. 168.5 is total, Scott.
Yeah, so I'm on the over, but I think it might be correlated because I do think if Seattle's going to keep pace, they're going to have to score because I don't trust their defense, but they have been better offensively lately. They scored 105 against Atlanta last game. I think that even if Seattle ends up struggling, Atlanta might score 100 points. Who knows? So I like the over in this game. I think the total's too low.
I actually kind of would like the over. I'm just afraid of the Seattle not wanting the score aspect of things.
That's why I said I think it's more correlated than you because you like Atlanta.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of do like an over, but give me under. You're right. Give me under. All right. Next up. Well, before we get to that, gotta talk to the people about Underdog. Spreads, money lines, totals, parlays, all available over there at Underdog Fantasy, and you can get in on the World Cup and MLB action. Underdog's available in a ton of states. All you gotta do is go pick higher or lower your favorite players' fantasy stats. So go tap into Underdog's awesome new offer for new customers. Play just $5. Get $50 in bonus funds when you sign up with promo code NBA SGPN. Hey, we were talking about Circa earlier. Let's talk about it again right here because the greatest NFL handicapping contest is back. And if you don't want to sign up with CJ and you want to take all the money for yourself, go sign up over there at Circa because they have $30 million in prizes. $20 million for Circa Survivor, $6 million for Circa Million, and $4 million for Grandissimo. Sign up in Nevada and play from anywhere with the help of a proxy. Head over to footballcontest.com. Use promo code SGPN to get $50 off your proxy fees. And Circa now takes Bitcoin. You can also get 15% off your stay at Circa with promo code SGP15. So come out for contest weekend, which is going to be August the 27th through the 29th. All right, next game up. The Indiana Fever are on the road going to play the Phoenix Mercury. The Mercury are laying 170.5 is the total. Injury report, and I do have one because they told us yesterday. Caitlin Clark played yesterday. She's not playing today. Aaliyah Boston did not play yesterday, so decent chance that she does play today. But they could also just keep her out. It could actually be something a little bit more serious than just you're out the first leg of the back-to-back and staggering her and Caitlin Clark. Now, what's the saying, Scott?
I mean, you know where I'm at. If Caitlin's not playing, I'm laying. But they're not actually
laying.
Yeah.
No, it don't. Hey, I would lay points.
Yeah,
I would lay points.
Yeah.
I would take an alt line. I would lay points. They were laying points. They were. And then it flipped when they realized that one, Caitlin wasn't playing the second day. And then the line really moved again after they lost the way they did to the Sparks last night. It was a double move, Scott. It wasn't just, it was like the double bang. Like, it wasn't just a bang. It was a bang, bang. Like, Scott, first of all, Phoenix is still bad. I tried to talk them up and I did get a 3-game win streak out of them, but they're still bad. I mean, the Chicago loss is kind of unexcusable. 66 points to Chicago is really, really horrible. But it's like, I mean, what is it? How many of two of their prominent rookies are out for the rest of the season? You have Sammy Whitcomb, who we haven't seen since week 1. AT's popped up on the injury report. Natasha Mack, your rebounder and your fellow big, gives you some toughness. She's out. You thought you were going to do something with Westbeld this season. She tore her knee out in the beginning of preseason, actually. So you started the year with her out. It's just all these pieces that are just out for this Phoenix team. And they are now realizing that they don't have the depth that they thought they were going to have in the beginning of the season. And now it just looks horrible. And honestly, truly, this is probably one of those seasons for the Mercury where it just goes to complete shit. And then they just get healthy and reload the next year. And then they play better. Maybe even closer to the end of the season. Maybe even after the All-Star break, they get on a run. But I'm completely out on them right now. We got the little bit of a win streak in those last few games, but the Chicago game really did disgust me.
Yeah, I had money on them in that game, and they no-showed the entire game. They couldn't score. It was as simple as that. I'm on Indiana. I understand that. Look, I get it's on a back-to-back. I understand that Mitchell had a solid game. It didn't matter in the end. Boston didn't play, so at least she has some rest. But I'm just going to stick with what's worked so far. I didn't come up with a saying to not immediately do it in the first game after coming up with the saying. So Caitlin's not playing. I'm laying. Give me an alt spread on the Fever.
Yep. All right, Fever, get it done. We'll take the Fever. My line's currently listed at minus 102.
It's a good point, by Dennis, though, in the comment section. Is Caitlin not playing because it's a back-to-back or because she's trying to protect her throat from AT?
Yeah, she might. Because why did you skip this leg of the back-to-back? Why didn't you sit the first game and you decide and play the second game? You very much could be ducking this.
And you barely played the first game anyway. You only played 16 minutes.
Yeah. And then they lost.
In embarrassing fashion.
Yeah. Indiana gets revenge. I'm like Indiana. Figure it out, especially if Lee and Boston's playing. Figure it out. All right. 170.5 is total.
This is actually pretty tough. I'll go Fever team total over. I'm really not sure if the Mercury can score. And with Caitlin out, a big reason why I think they look good when she doesn't play is that their defense looks better. So I can't blindly take it over in this game. If Caitlin was playing, I'd blindly take it over, but I can't. So I'm going to go with, I guess, the Fever team total over as my thoughts. Kelsey masterclass. They find a way to score somewhere in the 80s. I'll go with the over.
I do agree with. I would just go to full game over because I agree with the Indiana team total over. I would play that as well. But I also think that the Mercury are going to be able to score because the Fever defense really isn't, especially after what I saw last night. It's really not anything cracked up to be, especially on the road, giving up almost 90 points per game, honestly. A little slightly better than Mercury, but not that much. So I will take the over, full game over. I think the line just came down because, again, Clark's not playing, and we're just beating. That's ultimately what this whole thing is that when Clark doesn't play, they think Indiana is way worse than what they really are. Like, and so, yeah, give me the over 170.5. I think the line's too low. All right. Anything else? No. Next up, Las Vegas Aces on the road, going to play the Portland Fire. Aces laying 8.5. 174.5 is the total.
Do we want to? I'll let you go through the injury report first, but do we want to talk about the elephant in the room, or are we gonna save that?
Yeah. I mean,
we haven't had a show since it happened, so we probably
haven't. Oh, we haven't.
No, I texted that to you like a couple days ago.
No, we haven't.
So we kind of have to talk about it.
All right, as I get through the injury report, very big news, but let me clear out. I'll make it the last name on the injury report, actually, Scott. So, injury report here, because this is also very, very big news. Asia Wilson is listed as questionable. Becky Hammond was talking about Asia before the Fever game and said that she could have played the Fever game, but we realized we had a break after that, so we decided to just hold her out. If we needed her to play against the Fever, she could have played. But we decided to just hold her out, let her get the rest, and it would take a lot for her not to play against the Fire in this next game. So I think you should think more often than not she's probably going to play in this game, but continue to watch injury report because, WNBA could just drop somebody out. Now, Dana Evans is still out. And then, with all this being said, the big breaking news is that Kennedy Carter has been waived from the team. Scott, when it originally happened, and we were talking about it, and I've always made the joke that she's got to be in there just punching people in the locker room.
Yeah. Well, before the actual suspension, a reminder that before the waiving, she was out with illness
for a few games.
And we theorized that might have been a soft suspension, which they just didn't publicize. So there were already some rumors that she was causing problems. And if you believe it was never an illness, it was actually just a soft suspension, then you're probably right.
So there's an account on Twitter. I forget the account's name, so I can't really give it the credit. And I can't verify 100% that this is exactly what happened. But this person that was on Twitter was at the Dallas game. And they said that there was a point in the game where Kennedy blew a defensive assignment, and Asia and Chelsea let her know about it, told her about herself. They said that she did not take that well. She was barking back and forth with them. And at that moment, Becky pulled her from the game. We never really saw her again. This is when I'm sick and she's not playing and all that stuff happened. And then when she came back, you see, she really wasn't as effective and had the minutes that we were used to seeing.
Well, she was for us. We kept taking her points over. She came back and she cashed 2 plays and then never played again.
Yeah, but then it was like, what game was it? It
was the Liberty game, and it was the game either before or after it. But
it's one of those games where she.
It was the Sky, I think. I think it was the Sky game, and I think it was the Liberty game. I think.
And then so Indiana, I realized that I'm like, she's not like the Indiana game. I felt like something was off, and so I actually wasn't surprised per se. But that's what that. So if that is true, and if somebody says that, hey, this is what I witnessed at the game, that would mean so much, because that would just tell me like so much, and what we already knew, and that it's just, not a locker room fit at times, and it's because we know it's nothing about the talent. No. And so now we need a new 6th player of the year. She could. I really don't know. Honestly, if the Aces waived her, I don't know if anybody else is going to take that chance.
What a waste of a future, though. Kennedy, 6th player of the year. She was cruising.
Maybe because we're getting expansion teams and all that, we just need a new cycle of head coaches, and somebody may be like, okay, I'm willing to do it. But as I look at the coaches,
you think nobody gives her another chance this season? I think she's 100% getting signed. By a random playoff team that needs a little boost? I can see that happening.
Atlanta, maybe. Who's gonna if it doesn't work?
If it doesn't work in Vegas,
and so it's like, what roster has players that I think is going to work? Because Asia is her idol. Like, I that's the thing that I'm like, okay, what roster has the players where I'm like, oh yeah, they can handle it when she gets there?
See, I don't know how much of it's fit and how much of it is just asking one team to take another chance and just see what happens. Because, for example, it's not exactly a fair comp because this is more of a locker room issue. But for example, like we saw the Fever sign Aaron McDonald, and that worked out very well. Like we've seen teams take chances on different guards because they just need the body, and they're willing to take a chance and see what happens and see how long they can tolerate the new system or how long it works out. I can see teams giving Kennedy a chance. I think that long term it'll be a disaster. But can she give you a good week and a half when you need a body? Sure. I think a team will sign her. She's too talented, in my opinion, to be unsigned.
I agree.
She goes back to Europe.
I agree, but nobody gave her a chance before the Aces, and then the Aces gave her a chance, and like this could be another year layoff.
Can I pitch you one team that I think should definitely do it?
Who?
Toronto.
Yeah, they could use it.
I mean, once Sykes went down, you need another scorer, and that's basically what Sykes
Sandy Brondello, because when Kennedy misses a defensive assignment, Sandy's barking back. Like, they're going back and forth.
Oh, once again, it might not work, but you're asking me, do I think I could see a front office convincing themselves to give Kennedy one try? I think Toronto makes sense. I think there are a lot of teams that could obviously use her, assuming.
I truly believe that every team in the league could use her because she's that good of a player.
Yeah.
Like if the locker room concerns at this point, because it's just like time after time after time after time. Like we've seen this in LA, we saw this in Atlanta, we saw this in Chicago, we saw this here in Las Vegas. Like it's time after time after time after time, and it's just like. I want it to work. I want it to work for her. I want it to work for her, but
I know clearly there are some serious like personality issues with the locker room everywhere she goes. But if you're asking, do I think she'll sign another contract this season? I'm going to say yes. Like I think that she'll end up somewhere. Toronto probably won't do it, but for an expansion team that's probably going to not make the playoffs, why not? You get her on the cheap. I think that she can easily be a monster piece for your team, assuming that it doesn't sabotage your locker room. But Toronto makes sense to me. Conceptually, once Sykes got injured, I mean, you could use the offense.
That's just a quote unquote alleged moment that's happened. I can just imagine like how bad it really had to be in that locker room because 6th player of the year and you're on the Aces. And the Aces said, nah, bro, we're good. We can go win a title without you.
I have to imagine she's like burning jerseys in the locker room. Like I have to think of
she unfollowed everybody except Cheyenne Parker-Tyus because they played together when she was in Atlanta.
Okay.
But they said that she unfollowed the entire team.
Yeah, I'm not exactly surprised by that. But yeah, look, I feel like it's just a sad story because of how talented she is. But
allegedly.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but she had to have been burning jerseys or something. I can't even imagine what you can do to get the entire team to hate you so quickly.
I truly.
You have to be an arsonist or something, like a public safety hazard in the locker room.
Well, all right. We wait again until the day that we can also play Kennedy Carter price props once again. How many days? Hey, we need a counter. Days until we can play Kennedy Carter points prop again.
Yep.
All right. Like we were saying here, Aces are laying 8.5. I think it's a pretty good chance that Asia's playing in this game.
Okay.
I think Asia's playing.
If she does play, I'm assuming we're on the Aces. If not, you're going fire? That's what this comes down to, doesn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, what's the thoughts and the feelings on like how much we trust the Fire to be competitive in the game?
They're at home. That helps.
5-6 ATS at home, 6-5 straight up. So they've won some games, but nothing really too much there. It's just more of like, what's that offense going to be able to do, and if are they going to hit their threes? Because I think that's we've known at this point in the season that the Achilles heel of the Las Vegas Aces is that they just continue to let teams shoot whatever from the 3-point line, man. Like it's just absolutely disgusting. Do you know, actually, I didn't even know this. This is a real thing. The last 10 games, the Aces are giving up 43.3% from the corner. 43% of corner threes are going in against the Aces. Like, dog, this is how the Fire want to play their game. Like, that's their game. They say, hey, we're going to go out there. We're going to try to shoot a bunch of threes, and hopefully we make them. And if we do, we're going to find ourselves in the game with a chance to beat you. Maybe live or die by the three isn't the best way that I think of basketball, but that's how it works for some folks. I think if Asia plays, like, they figure it out, and it's no more excuses at this point. Kenny's not there to blow defensive assignments. She's coming back. She's back. She's going out there. I'm expecting for her. I don't think that she's hurt. Like, I don't think that she's playing on an injury. I think that she's ready to go, and she's going to go out there and be able to perform. The offense continues to light it up. Aces team totals, they're going to score a bunch on the Fire. It's just, are the Fire going to be able to keep up and have this variance of a whole bunch of 3-point shots? I don't think so. I think that the Aces figure it out. Fire score, but it's just not enough. The Aces are close to 100. I'll take the Aces and lay 8.5 because I'm going off of the thought that Asia's playing in the game.
Yeah, I'm just going to wait it out. If Asia plays, I'll go Aces. If not, I'll just pass. But it would be Fire or pass.
Yeah, I would be. It would have to be a change of plans from what the plan it sounded like it was last week. It would be a change of plans if Asia did not play in this game. All right, 174.5 is total.
Comes down to Asia.
I still like over.
I like over if Asia's playing.
Yeah. Think Fire get their share of 3-pointers. It's just not enough 3-pointers. It's enough to get them to like 85 in the 80s. Like they'll get in the 80s. I just think that the Aces will be close to, if not knocking on the door or exceeding 100 points. And that's where the spread and the total come through. So, all right, Aces getting to pick things back up. That's it for the Thursday slate, Scott. We got Friday, and then we're getting up out of here. But first, got to talk to some people about call sheet. You could trade, spread, money line totals, all of that and more. Even Love Island. Yeah. All that available. Hey, LeBron James, it has so much action on what team he's going to next over there on Call Sheet. Make sure you go check them out. New Call Sheet customers get $10 when they use that promo code SGPN. That's Call Sheet, KALSHI, promo code SGPN. And we're also brought to you by Rhythm, your official data tool for dominating MLB, WNBA, golf, and the World Cup. Rhythm's models help you cash in, or you can build your own models and dominate the books over there at Rhythm. Get 7-day free trial. Use that promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app and get 25% off your first month. Download Rhythm and use promo code SGPN25. All right. Next game up on the docket. We are worked our way over to Friday, July 10th, 7:30 p.m. on the East Coast. My Valkyries are in Connecticut. Going to play the Connecticut Sun. Valkyries laying 8.5. 154.5 is the total. Don't really have too much of an injury report this early. We'll see if Brittany Griner is able to come back after missing the game against the Lynx. Anissa Morrow also missed that game against the Lynx. And then Gabby Williams left that game Wednesday against the Tempo, so we'll see if she's going to be able to play in the game. All right. Oh, yeah, Sanaya Rivers also left that game in a wheelchair with the leg injury, so she is probably – that's the person that I know. Like, all right, Sanaya Rivers is not playing in this game. With that being said, they still with no Rivers for majority of the game, with no Morrow at all, with no Brittany Griner. Very good game against the Minnesota Lynx, despite the Lynx not having Olivia Miles. I still think that's a solid team without Olivia Miles. So, like, that's a pretty good performance. So now they have put together a good stretch of performances here in the last 5 games with 2 wins against Chicago and Washington, with a close loss to the Dallas Wings, with an outright win against the Minnesota Lynx. No Miles, but yeah. And a close game yet again and covered to the Minnesota Lynx. Now they get my Valkyries, and I mean, it's going to be who's hotter, who's better, because the Valkyries are rolling and the Sun are rolling. Both of these two teams have covered 7 of their last 10 games. Scott, can they keep up with the Valkyries in this one?
It's a really tricky game because the total's so low, but I get it because the Valkyries play insane defense and the Sun have been playing better defense too. I think it's a close game that's going to be a rock fight. So I actually don't mind the under. It's a very low total, but I get it. Like, I'm not sure either team gets to 80. So I'll go with the under in this game. For the side, it might actually be a Sun or pass. It's just a lot of points to be laying with such a low total. So I guess I'm on the Sun, but I think it would be the under.
All right. I think that the Valkyries do enough. I think the Valkyries do enough. Just enough. I think that if Brittany Griner plays, she will be able to go out there and be able to just shoot some very, very tough contested shots. But the Valkyries defense, I mean, they're just playing at an unreal level where they're taking these great offenses and they're really, really making them struggle to score the basketball consistently. Talk about all those games against Atlanta. Atlanta is a really good offense, and they really, really bothered them in those games. Toronto, that last game, great offense, held them under 80 points, 75. We talked about the 49-point game against the Mystics. Like, this is just a lot of issues there for this Connecticut Sun team, where if they don't score the ball, and they already have issues scoring the basketball, especially when you slow the pace down and take the air out of the ball. Moments where they were really, really getting up in that Lynx game is where they just started to kind of run and kind of get them playing, getting the defense on their heels and getting to the rim and catching them off guard. But when the Lynx just squared up and played half-court defense, it was really, really tough for the Connecticut Sun. The Valkyries are doing that the entire game. You are not pushing the Valkyries any faster than what they want to go, and they're going to slow you down to their pace, the dead last pace in the WNBA. I think that the Valkyries are going to be able to do that, and I think that style of game is going to frustrate Connecticut Sun, where they're not going to be able to put up a lot of points. So I agree with you. I like under, but I think the Valkyries are able to get this done, and they'll cover the line and just keep up this absolute heater that they're on. Connecticut's been really, really good. I just don't think it's enough.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right. What's next? Dallas. Dallas Wings are on the road going to play the Toronto Tempo. Wings laying 6.5. 180.5 is the total. Wings laying 6.5. 180.5 is the total. Let's see. Haley Jones out. Sykes, Kiki Rice, everybody's still out. Klandakova, Sabally, Fembile, all still out for Toronto. While the Wings have won 3 straight, starting to pick things back up here. Very, very impressive win against the Liberty on the road last time out.
They killed them too.
I mean, I don't know what Toronto's supposed to do, honestly. Maybe you get a moment where this Wings defense kind of regresses and goes backwards, and it's very easy to push the pace. But the Wings do like to push the pace. So let's say that the pace just goes into Toronto's way and things are fast. Toronto can get shots up, and we start to see that offense really flourish. But the defensive side of the ball has been horrible, and I just don't think that they're consistent enough. You're hoping on the 50-point, 40-point, 30-point Marina Mabry game to kind of save you and bail you out in a lot of these Toronto games, but it just hasn't been good, and it's because of the injuries. Now, they are 3-2 against the spread in their last 5 games, but they're 1-4 straight up. Haven't won a game as a road dog in that span. As a home dog in that span. So, and they were 1-1 in ATS in that same span as a home dog. So, competitive one kind of didn't figure it out in the other. Defensively, not the best. I think that this is the Wings just starting to kind of get into a little bit of a groove and living on the back of their defense, which has played better on the road and stepped up for them on the road all season. And the Wings have been a very decent road team all season. I like the Wings being able to figure it out.
Yeah, I'm with you. I said a second ago, Toronto should get Kennedy Carter because I don't trust their depth on this team right now. Injuries are brutal. Of course, Mabry had the 50-plus point game, but that was a pretty nice footnote in what has been a forgettable inaugural season for this team.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, once Sykes got injured, they lost one of their only shot creators. Not to mention the fact that, I mean, they have some other injuries too. So I think
they lost their best player.
Yeah, they lost their best player. If you want to argue second to best player, that's fine. Also worth mentioning that, I mean, Naira got injured too. So they don't have anybody at this point. You're missing Sykes, probably Naira, who left last game early. Like, what do you have to work with? I just think this team is too banged up. Give me Dallas. I think they have too much depth.
Yeah. And Jessica Shepard. Who's keeping Jessica Shepard off the glass today?
Nobody. She had a triple-double against the Liberty. She dominated the game.
Jessica Shepard. 3 triple-doubles on the season.
Yeah.
Rest of the WNBA?
Well, like 1?
Big fat 0.
0? Okay. I was going to say, I remember 18 not having one, so I thought maybe somebody somewhere did. But okay.
Nope, nobody else. Jessica Shepard, only person with the triple-double, and she's got 3 of them this season. Great season leaving that Minnesota Lynx season team. Leaving that Minnesota Lynx team. Great season she's having. All-star, by the way. Could be all WNBA. I'm more than likely probably going to be all WNBA. All right. Yes, later points with Dallas here, later 6.5. Also, yeah, I like this momentum. And Dallas just did this. I don't think this is one of the games where Toronto just kind of comes back and figures it out. No, Dallas has a better game than they did last time. And it's really, I might alt this, honestly. Or maybe just take a Dallas team total and them score a bunch of points in this one. But seems like things are clicking over there. Totals at 180.5. The first game had, what is that, 165? But that's because Toronto scored 76 points.
Yeah, I'm just not sure if Toronto's going to contribute much. The pace should be good, but I think Dallas probably puts it on them.
What's the Wings team total? Oh, I didn't find it as fast as I thought I would. I would consider a Wings team total. I think the offense for Toronto is slightly concerning. I agree. And Wings games will sneakily go under, and it's because their defense is better. Shout out to Jessica Shepard and Lonte Smith because it's probably a large part of y'all. All right, yeah, I don't have a number on team totals yet, so potentially the Wings team total over. I guess give me under for the game, under 180.5.
All right.
The Chicago Sky, coming off a win on the road, going up against the Los Angeles Sparks. Sparks laying 1.5. 180.5 is total. Well, they do actually have a 2-game win streak that is pretty recent. Chicago Sky have actually won 3 of the last 5 games, which is hilarious. I mean, I guess it's 1.5. I think I can trust the Sparks to win a game. I think I can trust the Sparks to win a game. Dog, how do you feel confident about anything happening in Chicago? Like, I understand what their recent games have looked like, but like their 3 wins are against Portland and the Mercury. Like, I understand that I don't trust anything smoking out of LA at all. But Chicago in any situation just doesn't feel good to me, especially with everything going on right now. I think that they are going to actually be a very interesting matchup with Cardoso trying to defend Hamby and NECA because Cardoso can't defend. She can, rim protect and get you some nice blocks, but she's not a good defender. And I can see both of them putting her in foul trouble and that kind of really throwing the game off. I'm interested to see what Azare Stevens does here, especially from three. I would really like to use her stretching the floor here and trying to get one of Hamby or NECA away from the painted area, especially defensively. Yeah, these are really two teams that I don't like to take, but give me the Sparks. It's a sour saying Sky right now just doesn't feel good.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. I'll go with the Sky. To lose, I'll go with the Sparks in this one. At home, look, the home record's not great. They beat the Liberty a couple games ago. They won the last game against Indiana. They're more talented than Chicago. Injuries have impacted both teams with no Plum and, of course, no Rakia, but I think the Sparks are more talented. So, and they have the size to match up with Cardoso. I just think that they have a pretty, I'd say, decent collection of talent in comparison to Chicago. I'll take the Sparks at home.
Yeah, like over. That's the play that over 180.5, and just say both of these two teams put up a bunch of points. This is probably one of those games where, like, if this ended and both teams had 90 points, I wouldn't be shocked at all. So if there's like both teams to score 90, this is one of the games where I'm like, yeah, take that. And that's ultimately what would turn me off if LA was laying any more points than 1.5 is the fact that I don't think that they should be into double possessions against anybody at this point. Like, their defense is not good enough at all. It's just they just pick and choose when they decide to score the basketball, and this feels like a matchup where they can score the basketball. Plus 190, both teams to score 90.
I don't mind that.
It jumps up to plus 225 if you do 90.5. All right. I think that's it.
Cool.
Lock, dog, underdog. For my lock. Yeah, for the I feel like Scott's going to do that. I do really like Indiana. I think this is the best number that you're going to get for Vegas all day, honestly. And Portland really hasn't been impressive at all. And Vegas just lost that game to Indiana. Yeah, I'll take the Aces. I'll lay the 8.5 with the Aces. I think this is a nice little bounce back game for the Aces. And I feel good about Asia playing later. I think this is the best line of the day. So I'll take it now. It's going to go up and probably be closer to double digits. And I wouldn't want to take it double digits with the Aces on the road here. So I'll catch you here at 8.5. Couple of points that I think will be better for my dog. Do I want to take that both teams to score 90? I really do think that's a good play. Indiana teams. Oh, let's leave Indiana for Scott. Actually, let's do a little parlay because we got two teams laying a short number. I do feel good about the Sky losing at home, and I think Indiana gets a win. So plus 256, Indiana Fever and Los Angeles Sparks 2-day parlay.
Okay. For my two plays for the lock, give me the Wings minus 6.5 and minus 110. Toronto's so banged up, and now Naira might not play. They're just out of bodies. Like, I don't know what they're supposed to do. Shepard might destroy them. Page might destroy them. They're just too much scoring talent on this Wings team by comparison. I faded them against the Valkyries, and it worked out, so I'll run it back here. Give me another fade of the tempo as my lock. For my dog, you know what I was going to do, but I got to go for it. Give me the Fever alt spread, minus 4.5 at plus 150. I see 165. Fever minus 4.5 plus 165. If Caitlin isn't playing, I'm laying. Give me an alt spread. Give me the Fever.
All right. Love it. Underdog.
Okay. Where do you want to start?
No. It's a lot of games. Well, I guess we're focusing on Thursday. It's probably the better bet.
We're going to have more options for Thursday.
I mean,
did you want to take Angel rebounds or something?
That was what I was crazy. That's exactly like, how did you know that's exactly what I was looking at?
Makes sense. Mac is still out.
There.
Makes sense.
Wait, what?
It said Mac is still out.
No.
Oh, sorry, not Mac. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
No, I meant, my bad. Seattle, we know, can struggle on the boards. My bad.
No, yeah. And it's really going up. It's really like just Malonga. And our fam is out there. Like, they have the bodies out there. It's just like, I don't think that those players are, how do I say it? They don't have the motor. And it's just not as strong. So I think this is a nice little, it's at 11.5. Like, they dropped her all the way down to 11.5. So yeah, nice 12 rebounds for Reese. I could see that today. Let's see. Points. Let's go. I like,
well, somebody on Indiana's got to
couple
step up.
games.
You want Mitchell?
What's Mitchell at? 23.5. And his juice.
I still don't mind it. She has had 29 plus in 2 of the last 3 against Phoenix.
It's either I actually really like Boston today.
Okay, we can do Boston. Boston's fine.
Okay. So we got that. Isn't there anything for tomorrow? Oh, there are some options for Friday. What's Jessica Shepard's rebounds? 12.5. I say take over that.
Either that or RA.
The RA is 17.5.
I might prefer that, to be honest. I mean, Toronto can't guard anybody. She might walk into another triple-double.
Yeah, but what if the ball's not in her hands as much because Toronto's so bad at guarding and everybody just gets their own shot? Let's just go rebounds.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, let's go rebounds. 12.5. All right. Cool. That's what we came up to. That is not the screen I need. This is the screen I need. Angel Reese, higher 11.5 rebounds. Aaliyah Boston, higher 17.5 points. And Jessica Shepard, higher 12.5 rebounds. Add that Underdog. Also, nice little battle between top rebounder between Jessica Shepard and Angel Reese this season. So, yeah, I like this. 6.89x. $100 gets you $689 with that Underdog Fantasy. Make sure you use that promo code NBA SGPN. Scott, anything else for people to get up out of here?
Not really. 6 games should be fun. And yeah, let's make some money.
All right. He's at Reichel Radio. I'm at really real __. Make sure you give us a follow at SGPN NBA, youtube.com/NBA Gambling Podcast, and give us a 5-star rating and review wherever you get the WNBA Gambling Podcast. And with that, that is it. I have nothing else to say, nothing else to do. No other way of ending podcast just going to like this. We are out of here.